All right, guys, this is Mongolian Mindset. Me and T are going to be interviewing one of our members that got to level 25. We've been waiting on this one for a while now. Um, Lyco, man. So how'd you get into type, man?
Well, quite a long time ago, I did the 16 personalities test. But after that, I ended up on YouTube watching videos about typology, and the one I like really watched the most was C.S. Joseph. Like that, he got me into typology.
What are the best things about typology, and what are the worst things about typology for you?
Well, the best things would be to understand that different people, like sort of think and operate differently. Like that's the biggest thing that I've probably gotten from this, and also the understanding of how you yourself like operate. Like even if it isn't necessarily 100% true, then you can get some ideas on what might be true for you. And probably the worst thing about typology would be people using typology to justify their own bad behavior. Like, I have these cognitive functions, I'm this type, therefore it's expected for me to have this kind of bad behavior. Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, yeah. Like I can say that a lot of people are allowed to put themselves in a box, and they don't allow it to push them to be better. It's kind of like a acceptance. So, yeah, awesome, man. So, what do you think are your best skills and why?
Oh, best skills. Well, I'd say uh, logical problem solving would be my best skill. And why? It's because in my experience, I have been able to solve problems quite well. Like when it comes to programming or math or physics or anything like that. Like I can like grasp the logical relationships between things quite well. And like if this then that, then that comes to me quite naturally.
Mm-hmm. So, what are things you struggle with?
Well, there are several things. Well, one would be uh, right now self-discipline would be one that I struggle with. Like doing all the things that I should get done. Like that's sometimes a bit difficult. Or like getting started with things. That's the first one. But the second one would be like sometimes getting
Mm-hmm.
this sort of almost paranoid feeling that other people might not like me. But even though if you like analyze it, it becomes obvious that it's probably not true.
Mm-hmm. See anything?
Sure. But if everything goes as planned, where do you see yourself in the next like 5 or 10 years?
Oh, 5 or 10 years. Well, I see myself working in software development or cybersecurity field as a skilled professional in that field, and I also see myself as having achieved my goals of learning how to draw and having learned how to speak Japanese. So I see also, yeah, see myself also being some sort of an artist, maybe not a professional one, but also, but good enough. Since my profession would probably be in like software development and cybersecurity, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, what got you into software development? Like, what pulled you to that? Just,
Well, first I did mechanical engineering in university, but I really did not get into that. So then, sort of a family member showed me that there was this software development and cybersecurity program going on, and yeah, sure, let's do that. I've always been good with computers and we liked working with them, so that has been thought that might be a good fit, and so far it seems that it has been a good fit.
okay.
I really liked it, actually. Yeah, quite logical.
Yeah. What's a piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
Well, I don't know if my younger self would take this advice, but it would be to play less video games and learn more things. Be more curious about things.
Has that always been a problem for you, being curious?
Problem? No, it hasn't. Like, lack of curiosity has not been a problem, or too much curiosity hasn't either been a problem. Like, I haven't really been scattered that way. But naturally, I do think I am curious. I do enjoy learning lots of different things and how things relate to each other and why.
What has been the most important lesson for you to learn?
Most important. Nothing's coming to my mind right now. Like there's not really any one big lesson that has been like a life changer or anything.
What does success mean to you?
Success. Okay. Being able to do the things that I want to do without being restricted by the outside world or other people, or a lack of resources, like a lack of money. And being able to do the things I do well, like being an actual expert, being good at what I do.
What do you think holds you back from doing that?
Well, one was that I mentioned earlier, the lack of or struggling with self-discipline, and the other one is sort of a lack of like a solid direction, like not don't really see like I see kind of the end where I want to be, but I don't really see the steps of how to get there. I don't really know all the things that I should do.
You got like a general direction of where you want to go. You don't like see like, you know, the step by step plans there. That what you're saying?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Mhm. Who has been the biggest influence on your life and why?
The biggest influence on my life. Well, I think realistically, to answer that question, the answer would be my father. But if we're looking for someone else, then it would be probably someone that has had a big influence has been a YouTuber whose channel name on here YouTube is Ronin Man.
What does he do?
He shares stories of his own experiences, his own wisdom, and his own thoughts on things that he's thought deeply about. And sometimes like invites guys to come with him to like talk and go on trips with him.
So you're dead and gone, man. What do you want to be remembered for as a human, as a person?
I haven't really thought about that. But if I say that, I don't really care to be remembered all that much. I'm gonna be dead anyway and gone and not be able to see it, not be able to experience it.
What skills are you currently working on, and why did you choose those skills?
Well, one is the one I'm like studying, which is software development and like cybersecurity skills. That's what I'm doing in college. Already talked about that, but the next is like drawing, because I really enjoy art, and that's something that's sort of, even when there have been periods when I haven't been drawing, it's always come back to me. Like I want to do this. Like I like beautiful things. I want to create beautiful things. And another one is the Japanese language, because that has a lot to do with Japanese media that I like music or anime, but also like the country of Japan itself. Since I have visited Japan and quite like the experience. So, and I'd like to do it again and be able to experience it more deeply with the understanding of the language that I would have the next time I visit. Like being actually able to talk with the local people and like do more cool things as a result of that.
What do you like about Japan?
Well, the manner and the appearance of the people, manners and appearances of people, and also the architecture, the climate, like just the overall character of the nation. Like that's what I like. And also I think the language, I like how the language sounds to me. Like I think it sounds beautiful to my ear.
Mm-hmm.
I love Japan too, man. They've, I don't know, just when I was a kid, I kind of didn't like reading certain things, but I could always read like science and manga. So like that helped me tremendously in like the reading category. So I just always feel like I need to go to Japan one day. Kind of always knew I'd go there one day. Um, how do you go about learning something new?
Well, for first I'd get an overall idea of why that thing that I'm trying to learn, why it exists and what it is, and how does it relate to other things. And then I just sort of go into it after I have that, like go into one area of it deeply, one that looks like it makes sense to learn first, like, and from that would follow steps to learn the rest of the thing.
If money wasn't an issue for you, how would you live your life?
If money was not an issue, like I would I would travel around the world, meeting cool people and talking with them, getting ideas from them, and just spending time with people who are worth spending time with in different countries.
Gotcha.
What is a typical weekend look like for you?
Typical weekend. Well, I might be doing like schoolwork, going to the gym, and then drawing. It like really doesn't differ all that much from a weekday for me. Like weekdays, they're all pretty much the same, except that I don't have classes on weekends or don't have to work or anything. But I'll work on my own skills. And might sleep longer than I should, but yeah, that's about it.
Is there anything like you feel like you've been called to do in life or anything?
Excuse me?
Is there anything in life where you feel like you've been like called to do or like that pulls you, maybe a passion or something?
Called to do? Well, one thing is drawing, as I said, it's something that always comes back to my mind. Like I'm not sure if that's really a strong calling or anything, but it always comes back. The thought always comes back that I want to do this. I want to draw. Yeah.
What's something you dislike about people, or something that gets on your nerves about people?
Oh. When people like make total asses of themselves and like cause unnecessary suffering to other people. That's really annoys me.
Why does it annoy you?
Like,
Why does it annoy you?
Why does it annoy me? Why? Because I just believe that one shouldn't cause unnecessary pain and suffering to other people. Like, sure, sometimes you may have to get things done, but otherwise, like, what's the point of that? You're just making other people's day worse.
How do you deal with authority?
Well, if I see that the authority of the person makes sense, that it benefits the whole group for that person to have authority, then I would say that I'd respect the authority if it comes from something real. But if I see that the authority like doesn't make sense, then I'm not going to have respect for it. Like that authority figure needs to be replaced.
How do you recharge?
Well, something little I can do is listen to music. That's like can get me out of the headspace of where I'm feeling pressured by outside things. And another thing I can do to recharge, well, sort of a mental recharge. If I feel like I'm just my mind is feeling scattered, then training at the gym, that like helps calm my mind. Like if I feel like I'm just exploding everywhere.
What's something you've always wanted to do but you haven't?
Always wanted to do. Nothing really comes to mind that I've always wanted to do, but I haven't. No, I can't really give an answer to that.
If you could change one thing about the world, what would you change and why?
Change one thing. Well, to give some context to this, like I don't believe in God or a soul, that beings have souls. So I would change that. I would make it so that God exists and that beings have souls.
So you think that they don't have souls, and there's
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah, and that's what I would want to change.
What do you think people misunderstand about you?
Misunderstand. Well, one little thing that comes to mind is that people might misunderstand my intentions or read into my actions or words too much, like assign to them meaning that I did not mean to be there.
I've heard that before. Yeah. I think we're done here, man. See, what are you thinking? We're done?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's much there. So, man, this is interesting, man.
Huh?
He said, huh? No, it's not that interesting. So, man, we got you down as ISTP. What struck out to me was that you were direct responding. That was pretty easy to see, right? You talked about trouble getting started with things, so that's usually a finisher thing, right? You get trouble starting, but they always know how to finish. So I hit that for like a finisher. You talk about logical problem solving being like your gift or whatever. So I'd say that was TI, or I just put strong thinking. A lot of times I'll just put like strong thinking. You worry about people not liking you, so I hit that for FE inferior. That's kind of like pretty good text with FE inferior. Mechanical engine, like how'd you become a software engineer? You kind of like floated around from mechanical engineer, and your friend told you to do this. It seems like it's more of a journey to arriving to the destination of software engineering for yourself. You want to be able to do what you want. You're looking for that freedom. So I hit that for SENI. Want to create beautiful things. I hit that for SENI. When you're talking about the drawings and the art and things of that nature. Um, and I asked you, how do you go about learning something new? And you said overall, you start with why something exists, or like the building blocks or something. So I hit that for TI. And then you go into an area deeply that makes the most sense, and then you push out the steps from there. So that's progression in TI. So TI again. You don't like to cause people unnecessary suffering. I went for FE for that one, just because. Then I asked you about like you being um, how you deal with authority, and you said as long as it benefits the whole group. So that was interest, right? Making sure it benefits the whole group, interest. But it has to make sense, or they gotta go. And like they have to be good at what's real. You kept talking about what's real a lot. So I hit that for concrete, because you kept going back to like what's tangible, what's real. It's got to be tangible for you. So yeah, we got you as ISTP. Any questions, man?
Well, previously on some little interactions you've had with me, you thought I might be like INTP or ENTP. Then, so what was that all about?
I mean, it's so rare for us to get an ISTP, man. It's so rare. Like to get concrete types in our space is very rare because you're choosing to be in this realm, which a lot of ISTPs aren't interested in. Like Christian is not interested in like typology if it wasn't for me. You know, like I kind of like got to force him to do it. Um, but you have like PC, you have Joku, but it's just a small number of it. Like if you've seen in the group, it's like maybe 5 or 6 ISTPs, and there's like 30 fucking INTJs, 30 ENTPs. So I kind of just went with the numbers there. I usually like people tend to know their thinking function. They tend to get that right. So I knew you were progression, so I was just going with that.
Yeah.
If we get such a high amount of that, yeah. I mean, ISTP, man, that's pretty cool, man. We got another one. But usually
Yeah.
people get their thinking functions right. Like I don't know what it is, but people get their thinking. If they say they're a T user, they use the T user. Someone says they're a TI user, they use the TI user.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like simple or something that people just get that.
Yeah. Based on the resources that I had consumed, it was pretty obvious to me myself that I was ISTP. So yeah.
Yeah, man, pretty cool, man. Like I said, got another ISTP in the community, so that's awesome. The other thing, man.
No, I don't think I have anything else.
All right, man. Take it easy, man. It's been a pleasure, man. I'll get this one up.
Yep.
All right,
All right. See ya.